Hello, future chemists. Welcome to this exciting session where we'll explore the fascinating world of aldehydes and ketones. Today, our focus is on oxidation, a fundamental reaction that dictates how these compounds transform. From simple concepts to advanced mechanisms, we'll navigate through 4 levels of understanding, preparing you for the challenges of G advanced. Get ready to unlock the secrets of organic transformations. Let's kick things off with the basics. The easy level will introduce you to what oxidation means for aldehydes and ketones, and how these two classes of compounds behave differently. Oxidation in organic chemistry is more than just adding oxygen. It's about increasing the oxidation state of a carbon atom, often by adding oxygen, removing hydrogen, or both. For aldehydes and ketones, this usually involves reactions at the carbonyl group. Aldehydes, with their unique hydrogen atom attached to the carbonyl carbon, are like eager participants, ready to transform. This makes them highly susceptible to oxidation, even with mild agents. They readily convert into carboxylic acids, where an oxygen atom is inserted between the carbonyl carbon and that special hydrogen. It's a straightforward path from ACO to ACU. Think of ethanol becoming ethanoic acid, a simple yet powerful transformation. Understanding this basic reactivity is your first step. Now, let's talk about ketones. Unlike aldehydes, ketones lack that easily abstractable hydrogen on the carbonyl carbon. This structural difference makes them much more robust and resistant to mild oxidizing agents. They don't give in easily. To oxidize a ketone, you need strong conditions, powerful agents like hot, concentrated potassium permanganate or dichromate, often coupled with high temperatures. When ketones do oxidize, it's a more drastic event, involving the cleavage of carbon-carbon bonds adjacent to the carbonyl group. This typically results in a mixture of carboxylic acids, each with fewer carbon atoms than the original ketone. This difference in reactivity is key to distinguishing aldehydes from ketones. We also have mild oxidizing agents like Toland's reagent, Fehling's, and Benedict's solutions, which are perfect for aldehydes but ignore ketones, making them excellent diagnostic tools. Time to test your understanding. Here are 3 practice questions to solidify what we've learned at the easy level. Take a moment to think about the reactivity differences and the products formed with mild oxidizing agents. Good luck! Ready to dive a bit deeper? The medium level will explore specific mild oxidizing agents, their applications, and how to predict products more accurately. Toland's reagent is a classic in organic chemistry, famously known as the silver mirror test. It's an ammoniacal solution of silver nitrate, and its active component is the diaminasilver I complex. This reagent is a mild oxidant that specifically targets aldehydes. When an aldehyde is present, the silver I ions are reduced to metallic silver, which deposits as a shiny silver mirror on the test tube's surface. Simultaneously, the aldehyde itself gets oxidized to a carboxylate ion. This reaction is not just a test, it's a beautiful example of a redox transformation. Understanding the simplified mechanism, where a hydride is transferred from the aldehyde to the silver ion, helps in grasping its selectivity. Fehling's and Benedict's solutions are another pair of mild oxidizing agents, utilizing copper ions. Fehling's uses tartrate to complex the copper ions, while Benedict's uses citrate. Both solutions start off blue due to the Cu superscript 2 ions. In the presence of an aldehyde, these Cu superscript 2 ions are reduced to Cu, which then precipitates out as briquette cuprous oxide, CuO. Again, ketones do not react. These tests are incredibly useful for distinguishing aldehydes from ketones, and they also play a significant role in detecting reducing sugars, which inherently poses an aldehyde group. Beyond these, chromic acid, also known as Jones reagent, is a powerful oxidant. While strong, it can be used to convert aldehydes to carboxylic acids, and is also known for oxidizing alcohols. Now, let's revisit ketone oxidation with stronger agents. When unsymmetrical ketones are oxidized vigorously, carbon-carbon bond cleavage occurs. Popoff's rule helps us predict where this cleavage will happen. Generally, the carbonyl group stays with the smaller alkyl group. This leads to a mixture of carboxylic acids. For example, if you oxidize to pentanone, you'll get a mix of acids. This rule, though helpful, has its nuances, as factors like carbocation stability can sometimes lead to different outcomes. These reactions are not just academic, they have practical applications. Tollens, Fehling's, and Benedict's tests are indispensable for qualitative analysis, helping us identify unknown compounds in the lab. And for synthesis, aldehyde oxidation is a direct route to carboxylic acids. Now it's time to apply your knowledge from the medium level. These 5 practice questions will challenge you to think about specific reagents, reaction products, and the practical aspects of differentiating aldehydes and ketones. Take your time, analyze each scenario, and work through the reactions. Good luck with these problems. Ready for the next challenge? The hard level dives into more complex oxidations, specific named reactions, and deeper mechanistic insights. At the hard level, we tackle stronger oxidizing agents for ketones. Hot, concentrated K-amino or acidic KCRO are potent enough to cleave carbon-carbon bonds adjacent to the carbonyl, yielding a mixture of carboxylic acids. This process, while seemingly straightforward, is governed by Popoff's rule, which often dictates that the carbonyl group remains with the smaller alkyl fragment. However, this rule has exceptions, especially when steric factors or the stability of transient intermediates, like carbocations or radicals, come into play. A key reaction here is the Baeyer-Villiger oxidation, where ketones are transformed into esters using peroxy acids. This involves the insertion of an oxygen atom, and the migratory aptitude of the groups attached to the carbonyl carbon is crucial. Hydrogen migrates most readily, followed by tertiary, secondary, phenyl, primary, and then methyl groups. This reaction is not merely an oxidation, it's a rearrangement that is synthetically very powerful. Another significant reaction involving oxidation of the alpha hydrogen is the haloform reaction, a characteristic test for methyl ketones and acetaldehyde. When treated with a halogen in the presence of a base, the methyl group is trihalogenated, leading to the formation of a carboxylate and a haloform, such as iodoform, which precipitates as a distinctive yellow solid. This reaction is a cornerstone for identifying methyl ketones. When dealing with alpha, beta-unsaturated aldehydes and ketones, selectivity is paramount. Mild agents like tollens or Fehling's will selectively oxidize the aldehyde without touching the carbon-carbon double bond. However, strong oxidants will attack both. Understanding these selective oxidations is crucial for targeted synthesis. For example, specific reagents can functionalize the C=C bond while leaving the carbonyl intact. The detailed mechanisms of tollens and Fehling's reagents involve hydride transfer and reduction of the metal ions, respectively, providing deeper insight into their specific reactivity with aldehydes. Connecting theory to practice, the mechanisms of tollens and Fehling's reagents are illustrative. Tollens involves the aldehyde forming a gemdiol in alkaline conditions, which then transfers a hydride to the silver I complex, reducing it to metallic silver. Similarly, Fehling's and Benedict's solutions facilitate the reduction of Cu to Cu(I) via a hydride transfer from the aldehyde's gemdiol, resulting in the red precipitate of cuprous oxide. The complexing agents, tartrate and citrate respectively, are essential in preventing the precipitation of copper hydroxide. These reactions are not just tests, they are elegantly designed redox processes. Understanding these detailed mechanisms allows us to predict reactivity, design synthetic strategies, and truly grasp the nuances of organic transformations. This level of detail is what sets G advanced preparation apart. Now, let's put your hard-level knowledge to the test. These 7 practice questions demand a deeper understanding of mechanisms, specific reagents, and synthetic strategies. You'll need to apply Popoff's rule, migratory aptitudes, and selective oxidation principles. Think critically, draw out mechanisms, and predict products for these challenging problems. Conquer these, and you're well on your way to mastering the topic. Welcome to the pinnacle of our journey, the hardest level. Here, we'll delve into the most intricate mechanisms, advanced named reactions, industrial applications, and competitive exam depth that G Advanced demands. Prepare to truly master oxidation. At this deepest level, let's revisit the Baeyer-Villiger oxidation with greater mechanistic detail. The migratory aptitude, hydrogen, then tertiary, secondary, phenyl, primary, and methyl, isn't just a list. It reflects the electron-donating ability and stability of the developing positive charge on the migrating group, along with steric factors influencing the transition state. The Dukin reaction is another fascinating transformation, specifically for ortho or parahydroxybenzaldehydes and ketones. Using hydrogen peroxide and base, it converts these into phenols. Mechanistically, it parallels the Baeyer-Villiger, involving nucleophilic attack by hydroperoxide and subsequent aryl migration, ultimately inserting an oxygen atom to form a phenol. This reaction is crucial for synthesizing complex phenolic compounds. Oxidizing alpha-beta-unsaturated aldehydes and ketones requires surgical precision due to multiple reactive sites. Selective oxidation of the C is equal to C bond can be achieved through epoxidation with reagents like MCPBA or dihydroxylthione using OSO. However, if you need to functionalize the allylic position, reagents like selenium dioxide, SaO, come into play, converting allylic CH to C is equal to O or CHO. Understanding the nuances of strong oxidants and C to C cleavage is also vital. Popoff's rule, while a good guideline, can be overridden by the stability of radical or carbocation intermediates formed during the reaction, especially with highly substituted systems. Predicting the exact cleavage products requires considering all these factors, making it a truly advanced challenge. Industrially, oxidation reactions of aldehydes and ketones are cornerstones for producing bulk chemicals. Consider the massive-scale production of acetic acid from acetaldehyde, or the synthesis of caprolactam, a nylon precursor, which involves the oxidation of cyclohexanone. The principles of green chemistry are increasingly integrated, pushing for sustainable processes. This means moving towards catalysts, using oxygen as a cleaner oxidant, and minimizing hazardous waste. Biocatalysis, using enzymes, is emerging as a highly selective and environmentally friendly alternative. In retrosynthetic analysis, oxidation offers powerful disconnections. If your target is a carboxylic acid, you can retrosynthetically trace it back to an aldehyde. An ester might suggest a Baeyer-Villiger disconnection from a ketone. This strategic thinking is essential for designing efficient synthetic routes, where each oxidation step is carefully chosen for selectivity and yield. The Baeyer-Villiger oxidation, a cornerstone in organic synthesis, allows us to transform ketones into esters or cyclic ketones into lactones, showcasing the power of rearrangement in oxidation. The migratory aptitude, often following the order of H, tertiary, secondary, phenyl, primary, then methyl, is critical for predicting the product and is influenced by both electronic and steric factors. This reaction is not merely a conversion, it's a strategic insertion of an oxygen atom, making it invaluable in crafting complex molecular architectures. Understanding these advanced oxidation reactions, their mechanisms, and their industrial relevance is what truly prepares you for the competitive landscape of G Advanced. It's about seeing the bigger picture of chemical transformations and their impact. Now for the ultimate test of your understanding. These first 5 questions at the hardest level will challenge your grasp of intricate mechanisms, advanced named reactions, and the subtle factors influencing selectivity and migratory aptitude. Take your time, draw out the structures, and apply all the concepts we've discussed. These problems are designed to push your limits and deepen your mastery. Let's continue with the remaining 5 questions from the hardest level. These problems will further test your ability to perform retrosynthetic analysis, understand industrial applications, and predict the outcomes of highly selective oxidation reactions. Remember, success in G Advanced comes from not just knowing the reactions, but understanding the why and how behind them. Keep pushing your analytical skills. And that concludes our deep dive into the oxidation of aldehydes and ketones. From the easy distinctions to the hardest mechanisms and industrial applications, you've journeyed through a critical topic for G Advanced. Remember, consistent practice and conceptual clarity are your keys to success. For more such engaging and comprehensive content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in and subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep excelling. See you in the next session.